Hello everybody, the Master Fox here, bringing you a knife review video, and today we'll be reviewing this guy. This is the Kizer Cyberblade. Look at that, that's pretty cool. This is the more budget-friendlier version with M390 blade steel and G-10 scales. Now, I have already reviewed this knife, but that was a long time ago, and I want to kind of update that review, do a little bit more of an, my new thoughts on it. Still love it, but just more of an updated style. It was also my old style, so my standards are much higher now on quality on my videos. So this is going to be a better quality video, in my opinion, than my original one. But now, before we get started, if you like knife and EDC related content, please consider subscribing because I post every week, and this is what you like to see. I have plenty of knives on my channel. All right, let's start off. I'm going to run through the specs real quick and then give you some of my personal opinions on this knife. I'm going to start off with length. All right, overall length is coming in with that glass breaker, just a little above 5.5. Yeah, so probably about, yeah, let's just go with 5.5. Keep it simple. All right, your overall blade length is about just a little above 2 inches. And then your cutting edge is coming in at 2 inches. Actually, a little less than 2 inches. Pretty interesting. Weight. Scale. 3.03 ounces. So this is not going to be a heavy knife at all. Very easy to carry. Down to do some size comparisons. Let's start off bug out. Benchmade bug out. And Benchmade mini bug out. So as you can see, this guy is smaller than even the mini bug out. Not by height, but by general blade and handle. And then let's get one of my other knives. Where are you? Good golly. CJRB Feldspar small, CJRB Feldspar full size. Still much smaller than both of them. And next, Spyderco PM2, Spyderco Para 3. So smaller than both of those guys still. So what we're getting from this is that the Cyberblade is a small knife. And last but not least, Cold Steel Spada XL, Cold Steel Spada medium. Hey, look, they kind of match. So even, small. It's a very small knife. So keep that in mind. If you like small knives, like really small, then that might be a good option for you. All right, what's next? Let's go with height on this guy. Do Para 3. So as you can see, this guy's height is somewhat reminiscent of the Para 3's height. So if you're used to carrying the Para 3, then the Cyberblade's height will not bother you at all. But if you prefer the height of, like, let's say the bug out, then moved the wrong knife. Excuse me. We're reviewing this. So if you're used to carrying something like the bug out, then this guy is going to be much higher in your pocket, as you can see. So keep that in mind. All right, width on this guy, let's put it up against the mini bug out. So this guy is thicker than the mini bug out. So I can get the camera to focus. There we go. So it is quite thicker, as you can see. Much thicker. Just, well, not much. Just a little bit thicker. I would say a little bit thicker. That might have been an exaggeration. This guy, so it has a similar thickness of the Para 3. So I would say the Cyberblade is just a tad bit thicker, but the Para 3's pocket clip does protrude more. So now, blade thickness. Got calibers, and we are zeroed. Let's go to right here. So we're at 0.13 inches. Zero it in again. On the blade, coming from the thickest spot, right down here, we are on 0.14, and it kind of goes down all the way to 0.02. And the handle is at 0.48. There we go. Right. Such a butterfinger. Sorry about that scare right there. All right, so we did that blade thickness pricing on this guy. And for what you get, G10, Bowler M390, the pricing is actually not bad. It's $89 on Blade HQ. So I would say that's actually a pretty good price for what you get here. I'm not upset with it. Same price on Amazon, $89, and same price on Kizer, $89. Even though it says 89 from 196, that's pretty overpriced. I mean, it is premium blade steel, but and Kizer said it's on sale, so I'm not sure if that sale is going to last or if they just have these guys now on a general sale. And then the same thing for Knife Center, it's $89. So basically, this knife is just $89 all around. So that's actually not a bad price for M390 and G10. You get yourself a nice unique knife that definitely will make people ask about it. Like, what is that polygon thing you got there? It's a pretty fun knife. Let's do the cut test before I forget, because I got bad memory. I forget things all the time. All right, now this is not going to be a very definitive cut test because I have used this guy a lot. I've literally put this guy through a lot. As you can see, it's actually quite ground down from its initial starting point because I sharpened it quite often. So this is mostly my edge. Actually, this is pretty much completely my edge. There's really no factory edge left because I've used it and sharpened it a lot. So this is not really a reflection of the factory's edge. This is more of a reflection of me sharpening it and its in general sharpenability. So let's see if I sharpened it well. And I can't remember the last time I sharpened it, so it might be dull from the last time I sharpened it because I can't remember how much I used it after the last time I sharpened it. All right, so it is sharp a little bit, but you can definitely see that it's not very sharp. It definitely, I definitely need to sharpen it again because it's kind of tearing near the end there. But it will still do its job. On the front blade, yep. So, sharpened it pretty well, and the M390 can take an edge, which is nice. Now, in my personal experience, I'm not sure how well Kizer did the heat treat on this M390 because it did seem like when I got it out of the box, it got dull a lot faster than what M390 is capable of. Of what I know it's capable of the research I did on M390. So I do wonder if maybe that's the reason why it's not as expensive, is because the M390 may not be properly heat treated to the best of its capabilities. But having said that, I mean, it's still not bad knife, and you can still get a good edge on it, and it'll still last a decent while. It just didn't feel like it lasted long enough as like other knives I've used with similar steel or M390 as well. Now, okay, price cut test. Now time for me to ramble about my personal opinions. To be honest, I actually really like this. Really like this knife. I like its kind of thick and bulky style. I use this knife a lot when I was allowed to carry knives at work. I can't carry knives at work anymore, but when I was able to, I would use this guy to go through boxes like crazy, and it did work. I really liked it. I found it very useful and very easy to use and manipulate. The only issue I had with it was its pocket clip. The pocket clip is fine. It has a nice. The pocket clip is recessed, and the screw is a little bit protruding, but that's okay. The pocket clip is nice. It looks like a tie. It's just a bit tight. So it snagged onto my pocket in a weird way and gripped onto it like it did not want to leave at all. I'm glad. It's better to try to yank it out than it to fall out and I lose it. But it definitely gripped on it. And I had to really, get a grip on it and really whip it out of my pocket. Then the other issue is with the. I wouldn't call. I guess a thumb stud, but thumb ramp thing, is that this would get caught to sometimes the seam of your pants when you're trying to pull this out. It sometimes will get caught on something in your pocket or anything, especially when I was at work. I would wear tight slacks. So this would get stuck pretty easily and sometimes have a deployment as you're pulling it out. Not like a Emerson Wave, it would just come out like halfway. It was kind of dangerous. That's the only issues I had with it when deploying it. Otherwise, it functioned properly. And yeah, it does have a pretty thick blade geometry for a small knife. So you are going to have to push a lot of mass past cardboard or whatever you're cutting, as you can see right there. So it might make your cuts a little bit sluggish, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. This knife also comes with a glass breaker, so a little extra tactical coolness. If you're stuck or need to break some glass, there you go, glass breaker, which is pretty neat. You can also use the front Tanto blade on it as a scraper. So just go like this and scrape. I used it as a scraper quite often, and it works really well. So I really like that because it's a Tanto blade, but it's very stubby. So that's also pretty cool. This guy also has. I forgot to talk a little bit more about the specs, so I do apologize for that. This guy has a flat ground, stonewash black stonewash blade finish, and it is a Tanto blade. It is also made in China, so Kizer, I mean China. So yeah. And the action on it is actually pretty it's actually pretty good. You got your thumb ramp that opens up really nice, and then you can also reverse flick it, which works really well. Just this one you have to practice on reverse flicking it because sometimes you can get your thumb stuck in there, and then this is what will happen. So you don't want to put your entire finger in there. You want to make sure you put only a little bit and then flick it out. It's not like the not like Spyderco Spidey holes where it's really easy to flick it out. I don't get jammed in those at all. This one I have gotten jammed in before and stalled it out sometimes. So just keep that in mind if you want to do the reverse flick. If you don't like the thumb ramp, you can take it off because they have a screw on top. You just will have this weird rectangle cutout on the top of your blade. So there is that. This knife is very easy to disassemble and reassemble because I do have a video of that if you want to go see me disassemble it and clean it up. You only got, one screw, two, one on both sides, and then you got your pivot, and that's pretty much it. So very minimal hardware to worry about. I believe you just have to worry about the stop pin right back there, and then just the ball bearings. And the action on it is just so fantastic. Has drop shut action, which is really nice. Really like that. It doesn't look comfortable because of its very boxy, polygony shape, but it's actually very comfortable. Maybe for a long period of time, your hand will probably get fatigued carrying using this blade compared to other knives. But it's not bad. I don't feel any immediate hot spot. Even, the pocket clip doesn't dig into my hand, which is really nice. I really like the feel of it. You can also choke up like this, which is really fun. Scrape, cut like this. It's a very good and secure grip like this. I did this a lot when I cut things, and it's very secure, and it just feels really good. But you can hold it like this, cut like that. This knife is really good on grip and being able to cut with it. You can also do some draw cuts like this. So that's also really cool. And it does have steel liners, and it's a liner lock, as you can see. It has steel liners right there that do have cutout holes, so it really reduces weight. As you already seen, this knife is very light. I really like that. And it's the liners are shadow boxed, which I also really like. This knife also has other versions of it. There are two micarta versions. One is, I think it's a black or a gray micarta, and then the other one is a brown micarta, and then there's a titanium version of this with S35V and steel instead of M390, but it is titanium, and that one will be a frame lock. The titanium one is a frame lock. So keep that in mind depending on what model you would like and what steel is your preference, and handle materials is your preference as well, which is also really cool. I like variety, which is fun. Variety is fun. And I think that would be it for everything I want to say about this knife. I actually really do like this knife. It's probably not for everybody. Oh, and I almost forgot. If you're not familiar, this is based off of the Tesla Cybertruck. So go look that up, Tesla Cybertruck. Then you get, so this knife is based off of that. So that's why it kind of looks like a car. And that's why it's called the Cyber Blade. Isn't that cool? Well, yeah. I really like this knife. I like its polygon like style. Just it's interesting. Definitely a nice show knife. Something that would bring up conversations. Someone's like, "Hey, what is that weird knife you're using?" It's like, "Oh, let me talk about it for half an hour." And it has some jimping right there, a little bit of jimping right there, so you can put your thumb right here, make your hand secure. But I'll mostly just put it right here. But yeah, a little nice internal jimping into the scales. And yeah, I think that'll be it for this review. I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. This is definitely a recommendable knife. If you like weird or interesting or just unique knives, collector's pieces like this, this is definitely something worth looking into. I think it's really good for the price point and for what materials you get. Even if I am questioning that heat treat, it's fine. I'm not going to complain. It works. I just had to sharpen it a little bit more often than I would think M390 is. But maybe that's unacceptable for you. But for me, I don't really care all that much. I really bought this for the looks because I liked the polygon-like shape. So I think that would be it for this video. I hope you like this video. If you like more knives and EDC-related content, check out my other videos. Remember to subscribe because I post every Saturday and every other Sunday. There'll be more knives and more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye.